Okay, so this was your first scramble, and how you started out was you did the red one, D, then you did U prime, inserted blue, orange, then you went at D prime and inserted the green, then D. Now this cross isn't really bad, but it could have been executed better, right? So yeah, what you could have done was when you did an R prime, right, do an R prime, then you could have done a U prime and D at the same time. Instead of doing DU, do it at the same time. Insert F prime, D, and you can regrip your left hand, then insert this, then go with it, D. Now for your first pair was this, and you did in a decent way. Like personally I would have rotated, but this works as well, this solution. The next up you went with this, I believe. Yeah, you went with this, so good one, that is correct. So insert in the back. Then next you just insert this. Over here you paused and you rotated twice, right? You were confused at what to do. You did like this and then you rotated and then inserted it. So what you should do is learn edge orientation. So how edge orientation works in F12 is you have this piece of F12, right? So when this side color matches the left or the right opposite center, like left and right. So if it's red, the opposite of red is orange. So if it's red or orange on right or left, it means that this edge can be inserted in its correct place without rotating. So from this angle itself, now I'm technically, you'll just get this with experience, right? So now I can just predict from here that this, it doesn't require any rotation. So what you can do to actually get this in your muscle memory is just pause, right? Don't do anything. If you're confused, just pause and then think if you can insert it without even rotating. You could have just gone and inserted like that. So anyway, you ended up inserting it, then you went into your OLL. Over here you again paused, probably trying to understand what OLL, and then you started off with the wrong alg, R prime, and then later you recognized and you went ahead with the alg. Over here now technically you should have just done the D prime. As the algorithm always consists of D prime at the end, but you use the wide U. I guess that works, but you should always know how an algorithm affects and what is your AUF, right? So you did this right, but then you ended up doing this, which is wrong. So just do it D prime for that algorithm. uh, as when you complete this alg, there's always a D prime to finish it. Okay, then you can just adjust the U layer as per the terms. So now okay, so the second scramble given is wrong, but the only found I fault in that scramble was this, the way you did this pair. Now personally I'll just explain this. Now I can't recreate it everything, but what you could have done is instead of removing it and then repairing it, it would have been long. You could have just rotated and then do it from this angle. So what you can do is put this in the back, right, this way, do an R, remove this, get it back, and you get this 3 move insert, and you could just insert it. You could have done that. So you can also do it from the way I told you, or you can keep this in the back and do the same case from back, right? Put the edge, insert it in the back. So this was your third scramble. Now I would have gone with a white cross, but you decided upon yellow, so let's look at yellow. Now what you did was U2, right, bring on top, inserted red, D, inserted, did an R, inserted orange, inserted blue, D, then you regripped a lot, B, and then a D2. So now looking at just the yellow cross, now what you could have done better was, you can see that when I insert, if I keep the green down of red, it automatically puts it up in its place. So what I could have done is insert blue first, D prime. Now when I insert red, the green automatically comes in its place. So you can do B, inserted D prime, F prime, and D prime. that would have solved it. Now coming back to your solution, so coming back to your solution, you went up and you started with this pair, you did it correct way, inserted it, then you went and did this. Now this you did it quite wrong, so what you should have actually done is put it at the back. Since I mentioned in the edge orientation the first solve, you can see that this color matches the right. It's red and orange, right? So if it's red, it should be orange or red on the sides, and it is red matching, so it doesn't need a rotation. So now you didn't rotate, but what you did was wrong. So what you should have done is when you put it in the back into R prime, you are separates it and puts in a 3 move. But what you did was an R U2 R prime separating and then solving. So that's actually wrong, and it's quite long, right? So learn this trick. So if you have a pair like this side matching, just see it, you can just separate it like this. If it's in the front, you can do it like this. So anyways, you went ahead and did like this, you, and then you could have done it from this angle itself. So you could have done it like F prime, like that. So coming back, you anyways did wrong. You should use the other way, or you can even, so what you should do is you can learn all these intuitive algs from any F12 video. I can't go in depth. So anyways, you did like this, you kept it at the back, removed it, rotated, and then solved this. Now over here, what you did is extremely different, and you shouldn't have done it. So for separating it, what you did is an R U2, and then separate this, solved it, paired it up, and then solved it. What you could have done instead is insert this edge, put the corner at the back, then pair it, and this forms a pair. Then you could have just inserted it. Yeah, like this. So that was bad. That's how you're actually supposed to do. So hope you changed those alg. So you did like this, bad. Now nothing much for OLL and PL. You did 2 look OLL, that's fine for now. And then you ended up with a VPerm. So yeah, so your third and fourth scrambles are the same, so I'll be skipping to the fifth, the last one. So this cross solution was fine. You did a D2 R third than this. Now you could have finger tricked it better. So how you could have finger tricked better is D2, and instead of regripping, just from this angle go R, then do it F2 with your ring and ring and middle, right? Do it D from your this finger, left ring, D prime, then you could have gone R2. That would have been a bit more efficient, but the solution was good. Now the first pair you did was these two. So the way you did is you did remove this edge like this, rotated, then you paired, and then soldered. Now from this angle, you actually don't need to rotate for this or remove this. What you can do is you, and when they are like this, right, aside from each other, you do a lefty sledge. If it was on the right, so if this was here and this was here, right, you could have done a righty sledge, but in this case it's a lefty sledge. Do a left sledgehammer. So this is how sledge works. So L F L prime F, it gives you a 3 move insert, then you insert it in the back. So then you again, after solving this, you went ahead and solved this. Now I noticed this immediately, and you should have just solved this, but you went ahead and with this. So believe you did oh wait, yeah, sorry, this one. So you could have just solved it like this, and this would have been rotationless, but you went ahead with this and you just went back, separated it. So that works, and that's a fine solution, but you should have solved the red and blue first, but it's okay. You then insert it in the front. So you insert it in the front, rotate it, then you paid these up and then insert it this way. That's good, fine. And then lastly these two, then you went with OLL, used a different alk, and it's okay. If it works, it works, and that's done.